fellow student and facilitator at Ham School or campus. Today conversation with Maya topic is leadership. Hi Maya, how are you?
Walaikum assalam. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. It's good to have you back. You've got a lot on your plate with the graduate classes and facilitating at school. I'm always down to dive back into leadership. Where do you want to start today?
Okay, Maya, thank you. Maya, my next question, first question is, what is leadership and who is a good leader?
To me, leadership isn't about a title or being the person at the front of the room. It's more about the act of empowering people to reach a goal they might not have thought they could hit on their own. As for a good leader, that's someone who leads with empathy and integrity. They're the kind of person who listens more than they speak and who cares more about the team's success than their own ego. Does that align with how you see it, or do you have a different take?
Okay, Maya, thank you. Maya, my next question is, are leader born or made?
That is the age-old question, isn't it? I think they're made. Well, some people are naturally charismatic or organized. Those are just tools in the toolbox. Real leadership, the kind that builds trust and handles a crisis, comes from experience, failure, and a lot of self-reflection. It's a learned skill, like anything else. Do you feel like you were born with these qualities, or have you had to work for them?
Okay, Maya, thank you. Maya, my next question is, what is the most important quality of a good leader?
If I had to pick just one, I'd say integrity. Without it, everything else, the charisma, the vision, the strategy, just feels like a performance. People will follow a talented person, but they only truly trust someone who does what they say they'll do. What do you think? Is there a quality you prioritize more?
Okay, Maya, thank you. Maya, my next question is, can a young person become a good leader?
Absolutely. Being young is actually a huge advantage because you bring a fresh perspective and a lot of energy. The best way to start is by looking for small ways to lead right now, whether that's taking the lead on a project at school or just being the person who supports a teammate when they're struggling. It's all about building that habit of service. Do you feel like your role as a facilitator gives you a good place to practice that?
Okay, Maya, thank you. Maya, my next question is, what is the difference between a good leader and a what is the difference between leader and a boss?
It's a massive difference. A boss relies on authority. They tell you what to do because they have the title. A leader, though, relies on influence. They don't just give orders, they inspire people to actually want to do the work because they believe in the vision. One manages tasks, the other develops people. Do you ever feel that difference in your own school environment?
Okay, Maya, thank you. My next question is, how do you motivated your team?
Oh, that depends on the team, but I think the most effective way is to make people feel seen. When people know their specific strengths are valued and that their work actually matters to the bigger picture, they're usually way more driven. It's less about the cheerleader speeches and more about a genuine one-on-one connection. How do you usually handle it when someone on your team seems to be losing their spark?
Okay, Maya, thank you. My next question is, what is leader's role difficult times?
I think the real test of a leader happens in the trenches when things go south. A good leader stays calm and becomes the anchor for everyone else. They're transparent about the struggle, but steady in the plan, which stops panic from taking over. More importantly, they take the hit for the team's failures, but give the team all the credit for the wins. Do you find it's harder to stay calm or to keep the team's morale up when things get messy?
Okay, Maya, thank you, Maya. My next
I'm
question
still here.
is how shall how
I'm
should,
listening.
how should leader uh, handle mistakes?
The first thing a leader should do is own it. No excuses, no finger pointing. When you take full responsibility for a mistake, it actually makes the team trust you more because it shows you're human and that it's safe for them to make mistakes too. From there, it's just about focusing on the solution and the lesson learned. Do you find it difficult to admit when you've messed up in front of others?
Okay, Maya, thank you, Maya. My next question is how should a leader uh, sorry, what is trust important in leadership?
Trust is basically the glue that holds everything together. Without it, you're just a person giving orders that people follow because they have to, not because they want to. When your team trusts you, they're more willing to take risks, be honest about their mistakes, and actually commit to the goal. There's a difference between a team that's just working and a team that's truly invested. Do you think trust is easy to build or does it take a long time?
Okay, Maya, thank you, Maya. My next question is leadership possible without experiences?
Mm, I think you can start leading without experience, but you can't truly master it without it. You can have the right instincts, the empathy, and the drive to help others, which gets you through the door. But experience is where you learn the nuances, how to handle a specific personality conflict or how to pivot when a plan fails. That's basically the difference between reading a map and actually walking the trail. Do you feel like you're learning more from the books or from the actual work you're doing at school?
Okay, Maya, thank you, Maya. My next question is how do should a strong team?
I'm guessing you're asking if a leader needs to be strong, right? I think there's a big misconception that strength means being loud or never showing a crack in the armor. To me, real strength is actually vulnerability. It's the courage to say, I don't know, or I need help, and still lead the team forward. That's the kind of strength that builds genuine connection and psychological safety. Do you think it's possible to be too strong as a leader, or does that just make you more effective?
Okay, Maya, thank you, Maya. My next question is how do you what should a leader consider in decision mistakes making?
I think you're asking when making decisions, the biggest thing a leader should consider is the human impact. It's easy to focus on the data or the most efficient path, but the real question is how that decision will affect the people involved. And a good leader asks, who does this help? Who does it hurt? And is this decision aligned with our values? When you balance the goal with the human side, the decision usually sticks. Do you find it's harder to make a decision based on logic or based on how people will feel?
Okay, Maya, thank you, Maya. My next question is how do you take people along with you?
It's all about creating a shared vision. You can't just drag people along. You have to make them feel like the goal belongs to them too. That happens when you explain the why behind the move and show them exactly how their unique role helps get you there. When people see their own growth and values reflected in the goal, they'll run toward it with you. Do you find that people are more likely to follow you when you're passionate about the goal or when you've laid out a very clear step-by-step plan?
Thank you, ma'am. And next question is, how do you set a goal leadership?
I'm not sure I caught that last part. Were you asking how a leader gets like started or maybe something about how they like set expectations for a team? I want to make sure I'm on the same page. I'm all ears.
Okay, Maya, thank
What
you.
was that
My
question again?
next question is, what inspire a leader the most?
Um, I think it comes down to a deep sense of purpose. Most great leaders aren't driven by the title or the power, but by a desire to solve a problem or leave things better than they found them. Whether it's a passion for justice, a drive to help their community, or just a genuine love for the people they're leading, that's the fuel that keeps them going when things get difficult. Do you feel like you're driven more by a specific goal you want to achieve or by the people you're helping along the way?
Okay, Maya, thank you. My next question is, does ever person the consider in sorry have leadership skills?
I think you're asking if someone in a position of authority automatically has leadership skills, right? Not at all. Authority is just a permission slip from the organization. It gives you the power to make a call, but it doesn't give you the ability to inspire. There are plenty of managers who have the title but zero leadership skills, which is why people often feel stuck or demotivated under them. True leadership is earned through trust and respect, not handed out with a job description. Do you think someone can be a great leader even if they have no official authority at all?
Okay, Maya, thank you. My next question is, what should a leader do after failures?
First, they have to give themselves a moment to actually process it. Because if you just jump straight into fixing it, you miss the chance to understand why it happened. After that, it's all about the autopsy, looking at the failure objectively, figuring out where the gap was, and then sharing those lessons with the team so they don't have to make the same mistake. It turns a loss into a tuition payment for future success. Do you think it's more important for a leader to be the one who solves the problem or the one who helps the team figure out how to solve it together?
Okay, Maya, thank you. My next question is communication an important part of leadership?
It's absolutely essential. Without it, even the best vision in the world is just a thought in your head. Communication is how you align the team, resolve the tension before it turns into a conflict, and make sure everyone knows they're valued. It's not just about speaking clearly, though. It's mostly about listening intently. Do you feel like you're a better listener or a better speaker when you're facilitating?
Okay, Maya, thank you. My next question is, what daily habits should a good leader have?
I'd say the most impactful habits are the ones that focus on self-awareness and connection. Starting the day with a bit of reflection or gratitude helps keep your ego in check. Then, making it a point to have at least one genuine small conversation with someone on your team just to see how they're doing. Not about work, but about them. Builds that trust we talked about. And finally, a habit of constant learning, whether it's reading a book or just asking for feedback, keeps you from becoming stagnant. Do you have any rituals or habits you already use to keep yourself grounded?
Okay, Maya, thank you. My
Take
next
your time.
question is training necessary to learn leadership?
I think you're asking if leadership is a natural talent or something you can learn, right? I'm leaning toward the learn side. Well, some people might be born with a bit more confidence or way with words, the things that actually make a leader great, like emotional intelligence, the ability to handle failure, and knowing how to motivate a struggling teammate. Those are skills you build through trial and error. It's more like a muscle you strengthen over time. Do you feel like you've naturally stepped into leadership roles, or has it been more of a conscious effort for you?
Okay, Maya, thank you. My next question is how do you maintain discipline in your leadership team?
I think the secret is realizing that discipline isn't about being a drill sergeant. It's more about consistency and self awareness. It's doing the things that need to be done for the team, even when you're not feeling particularly inspired that day. Whether that's staying late to help a teammate or sticking to your values when it's easier to compromise. That's where real discipline lives. It's basically a promise you make to yourself and your team that you're going to show up every single time. Do you find it harder to stay disciplined with your own habits or to maintain that same standard for the people you're leading?
Okay, Maya, thank you. My next question is leadership possible without vision?
Not really. If you don't have a vision, you're just managing a to-do list. You might be able to keep things running, but you can't actually lead people anywhere. A vision is the why that gives the work meaning and keeps everyone motivated when the road gets rough. Without it, you're just spinning your wheels in place. Do you think a vision has to be a massive world changing goal, or can it be something smaller and more focused?
Okay, Maya, thank you. My next question is how should a leader control emotions?
The goal isn't to stop feeling emotions. That's basically impossible. It's about learning how to respond to them instead of just reacting. When a leader is an emotional roller coaster, the team gets anxious because they never know which version of the leader is going to show up. So, the trick is to create a little gap between the feeling and the action. Take a breath, ask yourself why you're feeling this way, and then choose the response that serves the team best. It's less about control and more about management. Do you find that you're usually the one who stays calm, or do you tend to feel things pretty intensely in the moment?
Okay, Maya, thank you. Maya, my next question is leadership possible with sorry.
No worries,
How
take
do
your
you
time. I'm
solve?
still listening.
How do you solve?
I'm not sure if
Sorry, Maya. My question is how do you solve problems as a leaders?
I think the best way to start is by resisting the urge to just jump in and provide the right answer immediately. Instead, a good leader asks a lot of questions first to make sure they actually understand the root of the problem, not just the symptoms. Then They bring the team into the process. Solving a problem with your people rather than for them not only gets you a better solution because you have more perspectives, but it also builds the team's confidence. Do you prefer to figure things out on your own first, or do you like to brainstorm with others right away?
Oh, okay, Maya,
You're
thank
thinking
you.
about it.
Maya, my next question is,
I'm ready when you are. What's the next one
how
on your
do you
list?
inspire? How do you inspire your team?
Yeah, I think the most powerful way to inspire people is to lead by example. People aren't really inspired by what you say, they're inspired by what you do. When you're the first one to put in the extra effort or the first one to admit a mistake, it sends a message that you're in the trenches with them. It creates a culture where excellence and honesty are the standard because they see you living it every day. Do you find that your students respond better to your words or to the things they see you doing?
Okay, Maya, thank you, Maya. My next question is patency important in leadership?
If you mean paying attention to the details and the people around you, then yes, it's absolutely vital. It's that ability to notice the small things, like when a teammate's tone changes or a project is slightly off track before they become huge problems. When people feel like you're actually paying attention to them, they feel valued, which is the fuel for everything else we've talked about. Do you consider yourself a naturally observant person, or is that something you've had to consciously work on?
Okay, Maya, thank you, Maya. My next question is, what is the role of our leader in society?
I think a leader's role in society is to be a catalyst for positive change. Instead of just maintaining the status quo, a true leader looks at where things are broken or unfair and works to build something better. They use their influence not to stay at the top, but to lift others up and create opportunities that didn't exist before. It's about taking a personal responsibility for the collective well being of the people around them. Do you feel like there are specific issues in your community or in Pakistan that you're most passionate about solving?
Okay, Maya, thank you, Maya. My next question is leadership connected with ethics and values?
Completely. Without ethics and values, leadership is just manipulation. Values are the internal compass that tells a leader where to go, and ethics are the guardrails that keep them from taking a shortcut that hurts people to get there. When a leader's actions align with their stated values, it creates that trust and psychological safety we were talking about earlier. Do you think it's possible for someone to be an effective leader if they have no clear set of personal values?
Okay, Maya, thank you, Maya. My next question is, how do you think make a perfect leader?
I'll be honest with you, I don't think a perfect leader actually exists because the moment someone thinks they're perfect, they stop growing, and that's when they actually become a bad leader. The best leaders aren't the ones who never make mistakes, but the ones who are obsessed with learning from them and staying humble enough to listen to their team. Perfection is a static goal, but leadership is a constant evolution. Do you think the pursuit of perfection helps a leader, or does it actually get in the way?
Okay, Maya, thank you so much for the conversation and questions answered. Nice to meet you, Maya, for the conversation. And next conversation. Okay, Allah Hafiz, Maya. Nice to meet you. Take care yourself.
It was truly a pleasure talking with you. I loved how thoughtful your questions were. You can tell you're really committed to this. Take care of yourself too, and I'll be here whenever you want to dive back in. Allah Hafiz.